What is up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie Dagger, and today we're gonna look at Star Ocean Anamnesis. No idea if I'm saying that right. So this is gonna be first impressions from me, and as many beginner tips as I can possibly give you in one video, just to kind of double whammy it. But this is the hub screen of Star Ocean Anamnesis. New game from SE. It's been a while since I've played a Star Ocean game. I know that there have been some Star Ocean games made. Critically, they're not doing the best, so I'm excited to see a reboot to the mobile kind of environment, or for the Star Ocean, franchise, I guess you could say. I will say that the last Star Ocean I seriously played was on PlayStation 1, and I only put in probably like 2 or 3 hours, so I don't know like any of the characters, any of their names, and not really much like that. So I'm kind of looking at this as an RPG fan, I guess you could say. Without further ado, let's just get started before we get too crazy. So let me explain the hub screen here really quick. So right at the top, we'll start up there. You got your player name up there with your rank right next to that. Stamina. This is a stamina game, so unfortunately, you got your stamina gauge up there. If you click on your stamina, you can see a couple of different ways. The game will show you all the different ways that you can increase your stamina. You do get like stamina tickets, where you can fully increase your stamina, or you get these 50 stamina tickets that'll give you 50 at a time, and then you can use gems. I'm not sure how much gems that it takes to actually fill your stamina. Looks like 100 to recover full stamina, so I usually just don't do that kind of stuff. And then it shows you how much to your next level. We've got our gem amount, very low here. We'll talk about in-game, we'll talk about premium currency very soon here. And then here's our FOL. I don't know, I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's basically your gil, your money. If you're familiar with other SE games, it's like your gold. Nothing too crazy there. And then we've got this little banner that says all sorts of... Basically, it gives you a brief synopsis on like all the events going on right now, including like... they seem pretty good about changing this little ticker for when new stuff comes out to the game, so that's always really good. You've got your notices up here to the upper right-hand side of the screen. If you click on that, it'll basically... This shows up every time you log in, so you don't really need to click on that unless you miss something. But gifts, that's going to be very important, because like everything you get in this game is going to be in the form of a gift, basically. You've got an achievement menu where you can unlock... You can basically unlock achievements. You'll get stuff from there all the time, especially as a new player. But make sure you go in there and you actually click it, because it won't give it to you unless you click it, and then I believe it goes to your gifts after that. Connections is for social media type things. And like your friends list. We won't mess with that too much, but if you do want my friend code, right now it's on the screen right here at the bottom, 6KYKQJX6M8. So if you do want that, just in case, I'll have that there for you. So under connections is probably a very important little button right here. This is what is this called? It's starter missions. Basically, it's your new player missions, and you want to do all of these as soon as you start the game, basically. So let me mention this: when you first start this game, let me answer this question: is rerolling necessary in this game? That's always one of the first questions I like to answer, because it's usually one of the first questions a lot of people have. Is rerolling worth it? To me, I would say no. Most of the time when games are brand new, rerolling isn't worth it, because there's just nothing in the pool worth rerolling for. So what I would recommend instead for anybody starting around this time when this video is coming out, if you, instead of rerolling, it's better to just start early and get all those resources, get your new player campaign resources and all that stuff, and then just kind of save your resources for whatever banner would interest you, basically. So I know there's a lot of very exciting collabs coming to this game. Like, there is a Nier Automata collab that I'm probably going to be saving for pretty soon here. And then there's also like a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius collab coming, I believe, this month at some point, or next month. So a lot of really cool stuff is coming to this game. So one other thing also to mention, when you start a new game, one other reason you won't have to re-roll is the game lets you choose your first. It lets you choose between 4 ace characters when you first start the game. So every character, let me see, that it shows you on this regular banner right here, you'll be able to choose every single person here, or no, I'm sorry, most of the people here. So basically, it'll let you choose like a healer, an attacker, a mage, or a sharpshooter is what they're called. Sharpshooters are snipers, archers, rangers, but they're also like ninja types. So keep that in mind when you are looking at units. Is the snipers, the sharpshooters, and the snipers are like the same type, which kind of, I'm still getting used to it myself. But basically, you'll get to choose one. I would recommend you choose anything but the healer, just because like you don't need the healer at the start of the game, and it would be more beneficial to you, I would think, to have an attacker, or something to do damage so that you can get through all the game's regular content for right now. So the game will let you choose one of those, and then there's also a little trick that it will give you a token. So you'll choose whichever character that you want to have as your ace. So your ace is your highest tier character, and then you'll go to, I believe it's shop. You go to item, I think it's item exchange, and then if you're a new player, you will get one of these launch token exchange, and you could pretty much pick out which one of these weapons you want. And from what I understand, these are very strong weapons. My first character was Maria. She's a sharpshooter, so I picked up her Umbral Blast, and it's like a pistol. But you can see here, there's like every kind of weapon. There's the knuckles, there's a ninja kind of edge, and then there's like bows for your rangers. So keep that in mind, because when you're a new player, you will start with one of these launch coins, and so you'll be able to get one of your characters kind of set up for basically for battle, so that it'll give you like a good start. I love this kind of start to a game where it lets you choose and gives you like really good stuff. Like I really do love games that give you a start like that. I really haven't played very many at all that gave you choices at the beginning. Usually it's just like straight gotcha. So enough gushing about that. So that's my advice for new players and re-rolling. As far as picking your character, like I said, just pick something that's not a healer. But if you really want a healer, know that you can still complete content and everything, and it's just that healers aren't super necessary based off how easy missions are right now in this game. So we talked about starter missions and how it'll give you tasks based on it'll give you tasks basically, and you complete them. Check this first before you start doing random tasks, because sometimes this will give you tasks for stuff that you were going to do anyways, and it doesn't unlock until you get there. So check this and start doing this first as soon as you can. Once you start playing the game, find out you like it, start doing these tasks. Let me rephrase that. Once you finish the story of the game, the story is not going to take you a long time. It's going to take you probably about 2 hours if you rush through a lot of the story. And let's talk about the story. So this is how the missions are displayed for the storyline. There's different types of nodes here. Like, there's boss nodes, it's these red ones. And then there's these story nodes that are really just story if you click on them. And let me show you the story, because this is one of the... To me, this is...
We did it!
Wow. This is probably the least impressive thing about this game, is the way the story is. There's characters' voices. You'll hear them talk, but there's no, like, voice acting as far as reading the story.
So very sorry.
This little blue guy freaks me out. I just don't like the way he looks, and I don't trust him. Something about the look in his face, I just don't trust this little Koro dude. But these are the two characters you get. They're interesting. Honestly, the story is just not the most exciting thing to me. I gave it a chance. It just didn't captivate me. But yeah, the story is told to you this way. It's you'll just have to read it. It's all dialogue driven. But it is a bit interesting, a little bit quirky. I just found it slightly boring. It's a very slow start as far as the story goes. But let's talk about where this game shines a little bit. So one of the coolest things about this game to me is that whenever you click on a mission, any mission, you will have an option to do that mission multiplayer. So that is honestly, as someone who grew up playing couch co-op games, I had 3 older brothers, so we really didn't have games if there were one player growing up. So as someone who just loves couch co-op, even if you just have like a community that will play with you, or other Star Ocean fans, it's awesome to be able to do any mission on multiplayer. I don't know if we'll get any joiners, honestly, but it's one of the coolest things ever, honestly. I wish more games did things like this where it just gives you more options. And also, it's just more fun to be able to do it multiplayer. Now, this is a story mission, and the story's been done for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if we can't get any takers for that. But let me show you guys the single player. We'll show you some gameplay here. So just like every other game, when you go to start the mission, it has you select a friend. Selecting our friend here. And the other good thing about this game, good and bad to me, is every mission is autoable, including multiplayer missions. So if you're just too busy to play manually, you can always do a mission on auto and not have to worry about it at all. I will say the intelligence on the auto isn't the best. Like say if there's a boss and adds, the auto AI might attack the boss instead of the ads first, which is always troublesome. Especially when the battles start getting a lot tougher. I'm sure you've been in that situation where that can be an issue. But as you can see, the combat in this game is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And I feel like that's where this game really shines, is the combat and gameplay. So let me do that just for you guys one more time, just so I can kind of explain the combat a little bit better, because some of the battles do tend to go fast and you just like fly through them. But basically, you can move, you can dash by flicking. Let's take it off of auto here. Very, very cool movement going on there. Just tapping the screen will do auto attacks. Yeah, see, these battles are too fast. Tapping the screen will do your auto attacks, and then flicking will move you around. Holding the button down will move you around. And then these are your 3 abilities down there at the bottom right of the screen. They're your skills. Oh, why can I not move? The battles are just going so fast I can't even move, guys. So, basically, you can move around freely. The battle arena is it's a small to medium-sized arena, so it's not like you're like running around like in an open world or anything, but I do like the combat a lot. It looks gorgeous, it plays gorgeous, very, very smooth. It's almost like it's got the visuals of Mobius Final Fantasy, one of the best-looking mobile games out, and then it's got like the gameplay of like an action RPG from the modern era that you're playing on your phone. So honestly, it is really cool looking. And for some reason my screen's not working anymore. Let me see. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Alright, I've never seen that glitch before. But yeah, it's... combat-wise, you get your 3 skills. When you level up, you'll get an extra skill. When you augment your character, we'll talk about that a little bit next. So, leveling up and augmenting characters, that's always important. Characters, aces come at 5-star. They come all the way, I've seen the lowest is 3-star. So basically like that FFBE style of 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star is max. To level stuff up, I mean, the characters menu is where you're going to do basically everything with your characters. You can go to edit party and mess with your party like this. And then I like this menu because it shows you like weapons and everything. So this is where we'll change gear. So let's use my Maria as an example here, but you can see the 3 skills down below here. Let's say if we didn't want this gravity bullet, we could switch that off and go back to using aiming device. Just like that, very, very simple. So you do get auto attacks, a close range combo and a long range combo if you're a long range character, and then you'll have your 3 special abilities, which have cooldowns of their own. So very, very interesting combat, honestly. And then you have a limit break. I didn't even show you that, but it's called a rush in this game. And that can set up all sorts of other combos and just make situations better for your party members and teammates. There's definitely a lot going on there. So, yeah, that's where we would go if we wanted to edit any of that. So that's always really good. Love all that. When you want to level your character up, you'll go to Status Enhancement. And let's see, she needs 1 level. Let's get her 1 level. So it'll give you like all the options of all the stuff that you can use to level them up. A lot of stuff to look at here. Some of the stuff increases AP, some of it increases stats. The RA Platinum is what we'll use. Let's just do it. So, very easy, nothing crazy. It does cost gold to level your units up. So keep that in mind, because when you first start the game, you may not have very much gold.
What do you think? Come on, tell me the truth.
So there we go, like that. As you can see, so let me show you this. When you get a character to level 60, 5-star, 5-star level 60, you can't level them up anymore. You have to augment them after that. So let's talk about augmenting your characters really quick. Down here, to do that, you just hit the augment on that menu, same menu, and then you go to augment that character. Our boy Victor is our only defender, so he's a prized possession for me. And as you can see, we have enough stuff and money to augment him to his 6-star form. So let's go ahead and do that. And I mean, if you have played any gacha game by Square Enix, you're honestly going to pick up pretty much most things. You just kind of have to get your bearings. You have to just figure out what to use, basically, where to get all the stuff. And once you figure all that out, you are going to be basically, you're gonna feel right at home if you've played like FFBE, Dissidia, Opera Omnia, Mobius Final Fantasy, any of those games. You'll feel right at home. So now we would have to level him up. So when you augment a character, they go back to level 1, so you do have to like level them up all the way up. And I won't have enough items to get him to max, but we can get him pretty far. Oh! We can get him fairly far, so better than he was before, for sure. So that's augmenting your characters. There's also a limit break. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. If I sound a little vague on some of the details, it's because I'm pretty new, still learning the game myself. But I believe this is where you would go to give your characters extra levels. Yeah, it looks like they have like a limit break. Kind of, there's like a different limit break leveling system. Just going off of, going off of maxing your character out, just a totally different leveling system. But as you can see, it's pretty significant. It would increase like all the stats. Looks like about 10% around the board. So that looks really good, honestly. So keep that in mind for sure. I think that was really about it for the character menu. There's a character guide. There's stamps in this game. Stamps is how you'll communicate in multiplayer. Down below, we've got all our menus. I clicked on items next. You can view your items held. You can enhance an item. You can transmute an item. We won't spend too much time here, but this is basically where you'll enhance weapons. And you do need to limit break weapons. So what I mean by that is you have to pull dupes of the weapons in order to get those weapons maxed out. So it is that kind of system where you need multiple dupes, and then when you go to draws, it'll show you recommended draws, and then it'll show you character draws. If you've got any tickets, this is where you'll use the tickets. You'll see an extra banner that'll say that you can use the tickets there, basically. But this might be a little bit scary if you're a newer player, and it definitely freaked me out. But there's basically there's character summoning, and then there's weapon summoning. So completely two different sections to spend your resources, but you only have one set of resources. So I was a little worried at first, but it doesn't seem too bad. From what I understand right now, make sure you got those characters first. Get the characters you like, and then once you have the characters you like, then start drawing for the weapons. Like for me, I am almost considering drawing on this, but it just there's not enough good guarantees for right now. It's just get a 4-star weapon or higher with a 10-chain summon. I don't know if that's max. I think 5 stars max, so probably gonna wait until there's like a better thing going on there. But yeah, this is where you would use your stuff. We have a ticket for a 4-star weapon now, so that's why this 4-star ticket draw banner came up. So let's just go ahead and do this. And the summoning will always look like this. You'll always see her dancing around. She'll do the summons for you. She's our summon waifu, apparently. A lot of flashiness. So we got our 4-star weapon there. Earth Rare, Arcana Sword. Very cool. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Oh, and then support medals drawbox. This is just like extra stuff. It's like an extra currency that you'll get. As you can see, I've got like 2,800. 3,000 to draw. You can get some pretty decent stuff from drawing here. And you get these medals. You get these medals by just loaning out the support character. So make sure you do have that character loaned out. Let me see if I can figure out how to loan out a new character. Hold on, because that was... You're going to want to change your character like as soon as you start the game. There. So to change your character, you go to characters and then you click and hold. So you'll switch that character to on loan when you are ready to switch that character. So heads up there. For right now, my Maria is a little bit stronger, so I'm gonna keep her on my loan. So easy to switch, very easy to switch. We talked about draws. Let's talk about the shop really quick. This is that moment you've all been waiting for. I know it. Let's talk about prices. Oh, my favorite part of the whole first impressions videos. But let's take a look here. So at the very most, $80 USD, $80 will get you 16,500 gems. Okay, so 16,500 gems. That's more than... Okay, so that's that's basically 3 character summons. 3 10 summons, guys. So,
them.
It's about
Right.
$22-$23 per 10 summon at your highest value. So keep those. Basically the resources are precious. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a lot more precious than some of the other games I've played, but I always do like to look at this because you want to see the game will give you a lot of free resources, a lot of these free gems when you first start out, and you want to see what the actual, I always like to see what the actual value of those gems are, and the game does give you a good amount. I had about 25k before I started spending it willy-nilly, just being crazy, but you know, those are the gems. I will say, so far the game seems very free-to-play friendly. I haven't dropped any dough yet, and I was able to complete all the content, and I have some really good characters. This area here, item shop, we'll talk about this really quick. This is where you can buy stuff to like limit break you and everything, but you can also buy some really cool stuff here, but it will cost you gems. But it is, I will say, if you are just like impatient, this stuff is actually decent to buy. Like, to augment your characters, you need these like yellow, purple, you need these augmentation items basically, and then this, if you buy this, it is 1500 gems, but it'll give you exactly as much as the exact amount you need to augment that character, so that's really good to have there. And then the experience set, I buy this too much, I really do. I don't know. I need to find a better way to farm experience, because like I just buy this all the time, and you get a lot from it, so that's pretty cool there. Probably won't need to be buying this kind of stuff, honestly, if you're patient. And just if you want to have that character maxed out, I would recommend like maybe maxing out your one character, your sharing character, so that you can start getting medals and start helping out your friends. But otherwise, the other characters, you can just level them up the old-fashioned way, and it should be fine. So item exchange is a big menu. So we talked about this a little bit with the launch coin exchange, but this is also where you'll exchange coins that you get from doing events. So they're named according to the event's name. So Jai Reverse is actually an event going on right now. As you can see, I do have some of the coins, but I need a lot more. And this is where you can buy like items, other items. There's actually a 5-star weapon ticket in here up for grabs, so take a look at this stuff, because they do, so far it seems like they give you good stuff for your effort, basically. Like these barrier blasters, you need these to clear content in single player, so you might want to pick up one of those. It's really cool. This I loved right here. The MOT coin exchange, you can actually exchange these for in-game currency. I was like, no freaking way. So you can actually farm. This game is brand new. It's been out for less than a month, and you can farm in-game currency right now from this. So incredible. I don't think it's endless. Like, I don't think you can endlessly get these maze coins. I think it is limited, but wow. Wow, that you can already do that. Exchange tablets. So this, you will get these, every time you do a 10 summon, you get these, rainbow tablets. You can basically use them to buy yourself an ace character. Only one, but still. When you do 10 summons, you can get your first, you'll get your first, 5-star ace character ticket. And then, as you can see, there's other really good stuff in here. So more 5-star tickets. Not necessarily aces on those top ones though, and then a 5-star weapon ticket. So I mean, pretty interesting stuff. And then the list just goes on and on. So keep this item exchange on your mind for sure. And then you can expand. So you can expand slots. I was really sad to see that this is something that we would have to spend our in-game currency on. I really don't like slots in games. I don't think mobile games should have slots. I do play some I play some other mobile games without slots, and I just don't understand why they make us basically spend our money to hold more shit. So that is always disappointing for me to see. Hopefully, you know, maybe they'll do something about that later on down the line, but that's it for pretty much that menu there. So I think we covered all the really important stuff. The very last thing to look at is just the settings. Just various basic settings. What I do like in here is there is a graphics setting where you can just like set the game to just run nicer or less nice on whatever device you have. I love that. I wish every game had that, honestly. You can change some things for battle. Turn off some effects there. You can mess with sound options. Like, I think the voices are a little loud, so I might turn that down a little bit.
Is this right?
And just keep the music high. Oh my god, thank god. Oh my god, thank god. You can turn off Koro and Eve's voice. That is great. And then the other voices too, because they do, like, talk randomly. It's not the best thing ever, but it's not the worst. You can set auto speed. To go fast. There's a lot of really cool stuff. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If there's anything I missed, forgot, didn't mention, I'm still learning, so I apologize if I missed some things. I hope I covered pretty much all the important stuff for you guys. If you have any questions though, don't hesitate to leave them down below. It's been a pleasure being your host on this episode of Star Ocean Anamnesis. Anamnesis. No. It's been a pleasure. I wish you the best. If you do need anything, feel free to drop that comment down below in the comments section, and I'll love to reply to you. Let me know how this game's treating you so far. It's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you later.